And it's time for seconds. NBL Christmas Day continues as these Kings will look to stuff the Hawks.
Jalen Adams, that had all the tributes.
But Illawarra will be looking at making mince pies of their crosstown rival.
Gary Clark putting it down. Tyler Harvey is carving them up.
The lights are on and the stars are out. It's a merry swishmas. Christmas Day NBL Game 2, Sydney, Illawarra, starts now.
For Christmas Day hoops don't get much better than this. We are at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney. The festive atmosphere is alive and well. The fans are excited, loving some of the get-ups as well. Everybody getting into the Christmas cheer. They're excited for this one. We're excited for this one. The Kings and Hawks, they are in the house as well. They are ready to go, pumped for this rivalry game. Looking forward to it. And speaking of get-ups, Tyler Harvey getting into the spirit of things as well. And of course, Santa Claus and his elves are in the house, and the energy is building as we get closer to the tip. Wonderful to be here celebrating another historic day of basketball in Australia as we take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder there. Bit of a logjam through the middle. I'm Joe Healy alongside Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen. Gents, Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas, Joe. Merry Christmas, Brad. And we were here last year, Joe, for this game. And wow, hasn't it grown? The atmosphere is tremendous, and people feel like they're ready to have a good time.
Oh, it's so good to be here with this big crowd here, and I'm standing there. Is this the best-dressed commentator you have ever seen? Bring it on with Derek Rucker. But you know, look, cannot wait. 9,000 plus in this venue. Everyone's really excited.
Let's focus on the Sydney Kings. Jalen Adams said before the game they know they have some things to fix. Derek, what do you want to see from them?
Well, they've got to get their defense together. They showed signs in their victory over Tasmania tightening it up. But then they went down to New Zealand and they were loose again, Brad. They gave up too many points. And with Jalen himself, I'd like to see him more dominant throughout the course of the game. Go out there and show you that you're one of the premier players in the competition, that you are an MVP contender, because we know what he can do when he has the ball in his hands. He's creative. Look at him. Greta, get off me. He's strong. And look how he's able to finish at the bucket. He's also great out in transition, Brad. And we know when he gets it going, this team can be one of the best in the league.
He hasn't won an MVP for no reason whatsoever. The guy, when he's rolling, the Sydney Kings are rolling. But for tonight, I'm really looking forward to Jalen Galloway. Now, in the big news, Valentine's coming off the bench. That's right, Galloway is going to start, and he has been tremendous. Started the year outstanding, got that shoulder injury, which set him back, but then he's come out at a 20-point game the other day. His athleticism and downhill is second to none. When he gets out in that break, there is no one that's going to get in front of him. Derek, he is just so exciting. He's working on that three. That's the thing that will take him, but look at that, the steal, he's looking great.
And only just celebrated his 21st birthday as well. Now let's focus on the Hawks. They are 3-2 under interim coach Justin Tatum. What's impressed you guys the most, and who has impressed you the most?
Joe, it's quite obvious there has been a significant shift, a significant increase in their effort and their intensity, and most importantly, how they're enjoying playing with one another. Now, who has been the key benefit? Who's benefited most from it? It's been Gary Clark. Gary Clark's an outstanding import. He can do it outside. He can do it inside. He's strong with the basketball, averaging about 16 a game for the Illawarra Hawks. Brad, I think the Hawks must play firstly through Gary Clark because he's your most versatile offensive player. And then after that, it's got to be Sam Froling. If they can play through those two guys and then open up the game for their other players like Tyler Harvey, they can be a lot more effective offensively.
Well, that is the key, Derek. Once they're able to get the ball inside, they then can go inside and outside, and there's no better guy in the league on outside than that guy right there. He has picked it up. The shots that he's taking now are so much better percentage shooting because it's not late in the clock because they're running such different offense. But when he gets going, I don't know, you'd probably put him up there with the Bryce Cotton when he gets that going in there. But the consistency is what they need from him. When he's going, he's a dagger and he's a game changer.
We're just about ready for this one. I'll let you guys get over to the commentary position now and bring in the fourth member Christmas, Matty Russell.
Merry Christmas, Joe. Thank you. Brilliantly done. Good evening to everyone watching around Australia, around the world. Whatever your situation, I hope Christmas Day has been kind to you. I hope you're in the mood for some more festive hoops. Derek Rucker, a big change to Sydney's starting five. As touched on by Brad Rosen, Jalen Galloway starts for the 7th time this season. Denzel Valentine, 260 NBA games. He comes off the bench for the first time in the NBL.
Well, a big change, and it's coincided with him getting a donut the other night down in New Zealand. Hasn't probably been as consistently dominant as the Kings would have expected. They're looking to make a push. Unfortunately, he's going to be the key change as we get this game started.
Brad Rosen, Illawarra line up as they have been. I'm keen to see whether they go to Gary Clark and Sam Froling heavily from the tip.
Well, Derek was right when he mentioned it in the tip-off. That's what they need to do. They need to get it inside. They are the best, most efficient team when they're scoring inside the key. That's what they need to bring today. But, oh, this is exciting. This is a Christmas special, and we love it.
We had 7,000 here last year as the NBL dipped its toe into the water. 9,000 tonight for the second year in a row. Santa shares Christmas Day with the NBL. It's Sydney, it's Illawarra, and it's on at Kudos Bank Arena. Vaughan Mabry, the head referee, Nico Fernandez and Ruben Walcott, the other officials. And the tip falls the way of the Illawarra Hawks. This man, Justin Robinson, needs a better shooting night. 1 of 7. Last start against Tasmania. Here's Sam Froling. Double-doubles in both games against the Kings so far this season, but he opens with a miss. Clark the rebound. Wani Swaka-Labullock can't score.
And I like that first look there from the Hawks. Get the ball inside to Froling, converge the defense, and see what happens. And Hogue gets to the rack, no good.
Still, Derek, you're tipping a big game from DJ Hogue tonight.
I am. He's due for a big one. We can talk about the last time he's really been effective in a Kings victory a bit later. But right now, both teams looking like, Brad, they're got a little bit of turkey in their belly.
Been a long day for these teams.
Yeah, you can just tell it's a little bit of nerves here coming into the game. They feel it just as much as everyone else when they're playing. This is a big venue. We know there's plenty of eyeballs on it. DJ Hogue, great little move there, just got the foul, so he will shoot too. But I'm with you, Derek. Out of the 3 shots that Illawarra have, 2 are threes. And I just think just calm down, settle down a little bit, and roll it inside.
It's tough because you have to be willing to sacrifice launching that 3-ball, but at the same time, you're open, Brad, and every player believes in his abilities out here. They're trying to make a statement, trying to hold on to minutes, trying to prove your worth for future seasons. So if you're going to take that shot that's questionable, you better make it.
DJ Hogue, the first-year Sydney King out of Cairns, makes both his free throws to open the scoring. Just over a minute played in your second leg of a Christmas Day double. Froling down low, Swaka-Labullock.
And there's what I'm saying. Gary Clark had it down low. Yes, he may have had Jalen Adams on him, but just take your time. 2 quick passes, wide open layup. Great offense by Illawarra Hawks.
Jalen Adams exploring, finding Hunter, who's actually scored the first bucket in the first 2 meetings between these clubs this season. Not today, but he's on the board.
He's been great for him all year, Hunter. His defense has been great, the way he runs. His pick and rolls are outstanding as well. He's really a force down low for them. Great move by Sam Froling, but misses the bunny.
The Sydney Kings off a loss against New Zealand, having leaked 109 points. So the defence that was the cornerstone of these back-to-back championships, it's been questioned a couple of times so far this season. They were beaten 109-101. I know you come here, Derek, with a really keen eye for the way the Kings defend today.
I do, and it's interesting how they've come out. The effort looks pretty good so far, Matt. And it's just a matter of whether or not they really believe in themselves as a unit. You got to trust your teammates to be there, but most importantly, stop your man at the point of attack.
Adams back to DJ Hogue. And he takes his tally to 4, his first field goal of the game. Of course, Illawarra beaten by Tasmania on Saturday, 189 is their worst result under interim head coach Justin Tatum. Brad Rosen shooting percentage and rebounding, two big problems for them. Here's Sam Froling from close range, can't get it to fix.
Had some good shots, exactly what they'd want. Justin Tatum would be very happy with the inside presence.
Jalen Adams draws the foul. The and one coming Sydney's way, and he invites the crowd to make some noise. We should talk about the crowd. Sydney's on record as saying we want to make Christmas night our own. We went first. We're going to make it our own from here on, and the crowd, the fans have responded.
Oh, they love it as we watch the Harvey Norman replay here, and Jalen Adams doing what he does so well. But yeah, I was just speaking to Paul Smith before tip-off here, and he loves it and he wants it to continue. It's something that, you know, they're proud of. Derek, I did want to ask you though, you're Denzel Valentine, and I know there's no way this would have happened to you in your career. But I'm asking, you're coming off the bench, and let's be honest, it's not because of injury or anything, it's because of performance. Do you get him in early? Do you run plays for him? What do you do, and what's his mindset?
Well, let's address the latter question. What's his mindset? I can only speak from personal perspective. I'd be seething, Brad. But, you know, in this age, players are used to a lot more different scenarios than we were, as Harvey knocks down his first three of the game and off balance when leaning to his right. But I'm interested to see how Valentine comes out. What's his body language like as we start to get up and down a little bit, Matty?
Tyler Harvey will be relieved to see that shot go. He's had his shooting struggles this season. One game, 19 points against Sydney, only 4 in the other, and he forces the foul on Hunter there.
Love the aggression. Good three. I mean, most people one-legged and sort of shooting like that, you'd say to it, what are you doing? But not with Tyler Harvey, and it knocks down. And what I love, then he's aggressive. He gets to the hoop and gets the foul, and now he'll go to the free throw.
I like that he just played a bit of the game firstly, let other guys get touches, and then when the ball got to him in a must-do situation, he was able to do by knocking down that shot. And then you see the next time down the court, Brad, he's confident, he attacks the bucket. I think he can be a really good third or fourth option and a really potent one for this team.
I don't know about you, Brad Rosen, but getting dressed today, I thought red pocket square is going to be the extent of my Christmas dress-up. I can't possibly compete with Derek Rucker. That is absolutely sensational, my friend. The best dressed broadcaster in Australia this year as Sydney can't make it go. Goodness gracious, what an outfit.
If I was white, I'd be blushing right now, Matty.
Now Clark.
We did sing their praises before defensively, Matt, about the Kings uplifting, but my, this turned into a track meet all of a sudden. And Illawarra can't keep up with this. You got to slow down the pace.
Jalen Galloway with that most recent bucket for Sydney. 15-8, a nice early buffer for the home team. Clark puts it on the floor, runs into Jordan Hunter, and now Froling gets in the backboard, but there's a foul from Sydney's defence, and it's Alex Tui, the next star, conceding.
Well, only with a small sample size, but when Froling squared up from the three, he's shooting it at an 80% clip, which is otherworldly, and he forced a strong closeout, was able to get onto his left hand, and we know he's lethal when he does that. Great length, athleticism, through the foul.
It was said by Peter Hooley on Saturday, with that shooting clip, should he be shooting the three ball 100%?
Absolutely not. If he's 80%, just stay there, Derek. No, I'm joking. Of course he should be shooting more. And there's no misunderstanding there. That's why they jump at him, because they know he can knock that down in that last play.
Brad Rosen, former Kings captain, Ring of Honour recipient here at Sydney. League MVP, 411 gamer Derek Rucker in commentary beside me. An honour to be with you on Christmas night, gentlemen. If you played 410 games, that suit would have been banned, Derek. 411 gets you over the line. An upbeat start by the home team. Just what they needed after defeat in New Zealand.
Well, I like how they're moving the ball on the offensive end, the Kings, it's really focused and it's directional. Sometimes in the modern game, the ball moves around and your good players kind of get touches or quality touches more as a result of luck.
Yeah, completely agree. And look, we've spoken about the Kings. We're just having a listen here.
Zell, get AJ. Jay, you got Robinson.
So Justin Tatum is going to challenge.
Yeah, he just wanted to find out what the foul was and who it was on. They have found out, and now he wanted to challenge. And he can't.
We got to actually get the right person to call a foul on, too.
He didn't call the timeout in time, says Vaughan Mabry, the lead referee. So that won't be challenged.
Go. Yes.
And Kwatnoi, who had a booming start to the season when he led Sydney to victory against Illawarra. 20-plus points, 7 of 10 shooting, 6 of 8 from outside. And yes, the Kings have beaten Illawarra twice this year by 15 and by 20. The Hawks head up the highway, intent on revenge. Now Froling. Tough start shooting-wise, but he draws another foul.
Keep going to him. Keep going to him. Derek, they're just struggling to handle him down low, and if it's not him, it's Clark.
And even though he hasn't made a shot yet, Sam Froling, he's having an impact. And it's only a matter of time before he starts to knock some down. But if he's going to be this active, he must knock down these free throws.
I like what Andrew Gay said about the No Ball Tour coming your way in 2024. The Last Dance Live, he described it as. Scotty Pitton, Luke Longley, Horace Grant, Hobart, Melbourne and Sydney. Head to NBL.com.au/No Bull to get your seats in the house for what will be some night of storytelling.
Can't wait.
Should be unbelievable. And in the words of Snoop Dogg, y'all got no love for Brisbane?
You'll have to jump in seat A1 and head into state. Derek Rucker as Galloway deposits 3.
What do you mean jumping? He will be flowing somehow and somewhere. He will find his way there, won't you, Ruck?
I'll tell you what, though, if Galloway continues to knock down those threes, he won't be in the NBL for long.
That conversation is growing louder. Here's a man who's been to the NBA, Gary Clark, holding his nerve and scoring a settling basket for Illawarra. Still down by 8. Playing from behind again, Jalen Adams allowed to run the lane. He gets to the backboard and scores.
22 points in 6 minutes.
AJ Johnson, the young next star out there. Robertson goes back to him. Jonah Bolden in his face. And Johnson spills his lollies. So Valentine off the bench was looking for Bolden.
Derek, let's bring up Justin Robinson. Okay, so coming off, not a great game. Let's be simple on Saturday night, I'm sorry, down in the Gong against Tasmania. They need more from him tonight.
Well, they've needed more all season, and the expectations were pretty high coming into this NBL24 campaign. He hasn't quite delivered. He's lost confidence in not only his three-point shot, but his shot making in general, and he needs to find it quickly.
AJ Johnson can't find the hole. We're back to Robinson. Put some numbers around your point, Brad. Shooting in the mid-30s from the field, 24% from the land of plenty. He's a man who's played for 5 NBA clubs. You'd expect higher numbers than that, Derek.
It's hard to believe. You can't, you almost want to point it to something else being wrong, but says he's healthy. Obviously, he missed all of last season, so you wouldn't expect things to come back so quickly, but you also wouldn't expect it to be this bad. And Valentine says, I'm fine coming off the bench, Brad.
Valentine scores more points in 3 minutes than he did in nearly 16 against New Zealand last game.
Wow, really? On Christmas Day, we're doing that already?
24-12 to the Sydney Kings. A nice buffer with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Timeout calls. Justin Tatum's seen enough, realising that the first quarter was playing a big part for their undoing on Saturday. But let's head over to Joe Healy, who's standing by with a couple of very special guests.
That's it. Absolutely, and I've got King's owner Paul Smith with me, along with Kylie from the Salvation Army. Now, this is the second year that you guys have partnered at Christmas. What does it mean to work with an organisation like the Salvos?
Well, it makes it all worthwhile. Staging a basketball game is one thing, but when you're making a difference in the community, as we are, and we want to continue to do so, then it makes us even more proud. It makes it even more special as an event.
Kylie, you guys obviously do amazing work year-round, but what's the specific impact of working with the Kings at this time of year?
Oh, look, we just couldn't do what we do without support of organisations like the Kings, and it's just great to be able to bring people together on such a significant night as well. Yeah.
On the game, very quickly, I know you love playing against the Hawks. You call them the noisy neighbours.
They are, they're naughty.
How are you feeling after the first initial stage?
I feel pretty good. I think the Salvation Army make all the difference. We're 1-1 of Christmas night, and I think we're going to go 2-0.
I love that. Thank you both very, very much, and Merry Christmas. Matty, back to you.
Okay, that's one of our best snooze timeouts all season, because the Salvation Army, God bless you, they do a fantastic job year-round, especially on Christmas Day. To Major Kylie Collinson and her organisation, we say thank you. As mentioned off the top, Christmas means so many different things to different people. We hope Christmas Day basketball lands in the right hoop for you. Goodwill to all as you watch tonight. Tyler Harvey. Mason Peatling out there now for the Hawks. Harvey lets rip, and it's an air ball from Tyler Harvey. Now a wild pass from Sydney will give possession straight back to the...
So right now, with this Illawarra Hawks team, they have to go to Clark, right? Jonah Bolden's going to be taking Peatley. You've got Quatnoy on Clark. They need to get, if they switch, it's cool. You need to go into the block for him so he can take people down low. And here's the switch. Let him go to work.
Clark fights through, draws the foul. He'll go to the line for two.
You're right, Brad. I really like that set, and the options on the kick out were outstanding. They had Lee nearby, and then they had Harvey opposite wide. So good spacing. Peatling probably tied it up a little bit in the paint.
Yeah, and now they bring Blanchfield in. So he's seeing what we're seeing. Like, I love that. Maybe because he's a coach and we're not, Derek.
Exactly. And if we know anything, if we haven't learned anything over the past few weeks, and most recently, the game before us, anything can happen in this league. And circumstances can change so quickly. I mean, Southeast Melbourne, wow. We go down there and knock off Tasmania.
Jekyll and Hyde, love it.
Which is why the Hawks at 5 and 9 still believe in their play-in prospects.
100.
Oh, so they should.
They're 2 and 5 on the road, the Hawkies. 5 and 9 still angling for that playoff position as Jalen Adams delivers a long bomb.
Well, this is trouble. 27 points is just way too many to give up to the Sydney Kings in the first quarter. Exactly what Illawarra don't want.
Adams, the first man to double figures, 4 of 5 shooting. It will go the Sydney Kings' way.
Adams hasn't been as efficient this season, but he's so talented. There's no need for that extra action right there. The mini advantage had already been created, and Adams was in the space. That drives you crazy when the big guy does that, Brad.
Yep, so true. Just that little bit of extra spice not needed, but I tell you, Jalen, he's got a jump in his step. He is feeling good tonight.
Looks like he's had a little bit of muscle since the last time I've seen him 15 days ago.
Might have been some lunchtime Brisbane pudding. Jonah Bolden picks up his second personal foul and heads to the bench as a result. DJ Hogue back out there for coach Mahmoud Abdul Fattah. You mentioned your Hawks record. The Kings 9 and 7 are in that top 2 finish division. So they're on a win-loss sequence. I want to get back to the winner's circle here. It's Froling, fights hard down low and gets the score.
That matchup is no good for Sydney. They've got to bring Jordy Hunter in to go against him. Hogue can't handle Froling on the block.
Ballantyne running into Blanchfield.
Good defense.
Travel. Dewey puts it on the floor, goes hard at the backboard. And it bounces away for Blanchfield to clean up.
Clear out, let him go again.
And Justin Tatum, a lot of energy on the sidelines. I like it.
You know what I love, Derek? I love, we talk about in-game coaching, right? I just love how he is in it. You can see the sweat on the brow. He is right in this game, and he's changing. I love it. And he's changing as the game presents itself. So he sees what's going on the court, and he's like, this is now how we handle this situation.
And a lot of times we talk about someone's X's and O's and how they scheme. I'd rather have somebody less talented, not saying that he is, but I'd have somebody more driven, more of a motivator, more of a leader of men. I'd rather have that than somebody who's overly strategized and less of a leader.
100%.
Quatnoy with a finger roll finish. Final minute of the first quarter, a high-scoring one for the Kings, 29-17. Justin Tatum, 6 games into his professional coaching career. He's led high school teams, but is in charge of his first professional men's outfit in this interim basis. Froling left his shot short.
They're getting great looks off of that action. Sam Froling needs to finish, and if he gets fouled, he needs to knock down his free throws. That's the key for continued exploitation of this look, but now the Kings have brought Hunter back in. They had to. Oh, Jesus.
Offensive foul. Young Lee, the Korean, pinged off the ball.
If it was a foul, Matty, he got his money's worth.
Didn't he? What?
Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. This is Sam Froling.
That was a foul.
Yeah, you can see that with his left shoulder there.
I like it, though. Get into him.
That's what the three-way series is all about. That's what big brother, little brother contests are meant to be. The Kings on an 8-game winning streak against the Hawks. DJ Hogue off target, but Hunter gets the rebound. A few players out there in the Christmas colours on the feet. Valentine is one of them. The spin move is off the mark. And that will do us for the first term. A good one for the Kings. They lead it by 12. Sydney 29, Illawarra 17.
The best gift giver, I'll probably say Gary. Probably Gary Clark. He's done numerous of things with the team already as far as just giving.
What would I like? Oh man, I'd love a win. I'd love a win on Christmas. Clothes, like a nice jacket or some nice pants.
We've been at the bottom for so long, you know, and now we're trying to find our way and come to the top, and I think a win on Christmas will just make everybody happy.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that the NBL is doing this.
The Illawarra Hawks need a more three-pointers there to win here. Sydney doing it well. Mitsubishi Motors, they're back on board this season, and we love it. Mitsubishi Motors three-pointer foam hands are spread around this stadium, and a range of prizes are up for grabs every week, including a brand new Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Get involved. Great to have Mitsubishi Motors back with a three-point promotion. 29-17 on Christmas night. Hawks, Illawarra, into the second quarter we go. Sean Bruce, the Sydney captain, with a little runner to open the scoring.
Well, Matty, somehow Illawarra got to figure out a way to contain Jalen Adams. 4 or 5 in the first quarter and a plus 13. Not only that, it looks like Sydney is establishing dominance on the rebounding situation, an area in which they've struggled defensively.
Yeah, that foul's going to be called on Jordan Hunter. I like that offense. Clark takes a wide open three, but you're right about Jalen Adams, and it's a difficult thing. I'm always a huge fan of just take the ball away from him. Just don't let him get it back. Once he has it, and there's Blanchfield from the corner. I wanted to see that drop.
That was Todd Blanchfield Range, the veteran, the 300-plus gamer. Valentine working on Robinson. Denzel Valentine too good.
I like his mindset. He's come out aggressive, very professional in his approach, having a good impact in his minutes off the bench.
He joined us late. Denzel Valentine brought off the bench for the first time this season. Here's Blanchfield. And blocking foul called on Sean Bruce. Harvey Norman replay, Brad.
Yeah, so we're talking about trying to take the ball away. You watch what they do with Jalen Adams here, and they just don't let him get the ball back. Now, this is at the end of the quarter. You're watching the switches here, and they're just taking the ball away. That's where, if they take the ball away from him, then someone else has got to do something, and that creates goodness for Illawarra.
Sydney by 16 as Harvey's runner was too heavy. Lockie Albrecht with the rebound. Justin Robinson would love that to go. The shooting frustrations continue, and again, Jordan Hunter called for the foul. So a couple of quick ones here. How does Coach Abdel Fattah respond? He's going to send Jalen Galloway back in.
Go with small ball. DJ Hogue at the 5. I like this lineup. But Justin Robinson with a clean look there on the kick out from underneath the basket. Those are the ones you just have to knock down as a small guard to have an impact in this game. And the stroke looked out of time, and the shot was really crooked.
Another foul off the ball.
I'm watching this game, and I'm saying, right, you're down by 16, and you're thinking to yourself, where are we at here and how we're playing? They're good. They're okay, Illawarra. I know it's a big difference, but you look at a Sam Froling, like 1 of 5 from the field with 4 gimmies, and you take those 8 points, a couple of little things they twist. There's a layup there. Good block by Hogg, but they are in this game. This is where it hurts them when they're coming downhill.
Here's Hogue after his good defensive work. There's the finish. The crowd is making some noise, Joe Healy. Back to Joe for 1 moment. Robinson finds Clark. 4 fouls to 0 in this quarter by Sydney. Clark adds 2 to Illawarra's tally.
Well, Derek, I like what you said earlier. They just have to slow the pace down, and that's how you do it. Just roll it inside. And yes, it might not be pretty, and it might be slow, but that's what's going to get them back in this game.
The only problem is they're going to have to knock down some threes, because to eat away at this 16-point deficit, as we look at the Harvey Norman replay, knocked out of there by Hogue. Bruce does a good job of finding him again in transition. Hogue. H-O-G-G, Brad. It ain't Hogg.
You don't forget anything, do you?
Oh, I'm sure you'll have plenty of opportunity to get me back. Don't worry about it.
Derek Racker, here is
27
DJ.
minutes and 40 seconds to be precise, Derek.
Call him Derek Rucker. Derek Rucker, DJ Hogue on the line. You touched on Illawarra's three-point shooting woes. 1 of 8. It's not confined to tonight. Their shooting percentage, especially from range, has been their Achilles heel this season.
They're so efficient from the two, Matty, but what really lets them down is the three-point shooting and within the league, the free throw shooting. Their true shooting percentage, which measures all your shots, is very, very low, and I just don't know how you correct that other than just trying to keep guys confident, get them a lot of shots in practice, but it's not paying off. But they need to see an immediate turnaround like in this game.
That's from a man who dropped nearly 1,200 threes during his 15-year career. Albert to Clark. This will be called on Hogue, the foul.
Well, it's good offense by Illawarra, but man, Galloway's hands are so quick. We saw that down in Tasmania when he got a steal last week. You just cannot hold that ball anywhere near it.
I want to check back in with Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks. Just listening to you guys talk about the Hawks' defense, we knew it was a focus coming in and then giving up 29 points in the first quarter. There's no surprises that Justin Tatum is trying to address that with his team. He said that their effort in the first quarter was unacceptable. He said it's like they've gone back to the beginning of the season, and we know what that looks like, so expect them to really pick up the intensity here.
Every time there's a coaching change, there's generally a honeymoon period. Is the honeymoon period wearing off?
Wow, that's a big question right there, and there could be some validity to it, but the guy, it's not an effort problem, and that's what I'd be looking for from this team. Sustained high level of effort for the duration of the season.
Which Gary Clark tried to show right there.
Yes.
I'm with you, Derek. I don't think it is effort. I mean, I love that Tatum says that because that's what he wants from them. But it isn't. They've missed so many pennies tonight, which allows transition defense, or offense, I should say, for Sydney.
Young Lee for 3. Now they're 1 of 9. Another foul called on Sydney. While we're talking threes, Illawarra's woes, Sydney a judicious 2 of 4 so far, and they're the league leaders in terms of three-point makes per game, 12.
And they shoot it fairly well. They're very selective, as you said, about what shots they take. But in this game, Matt, a danger thing is they've already got 12 fouls. They've got a few guys with 2 fouls.
We head into a timeout. Let's get to know Justin Tatum just a little bit better, the interim head coach of the Illawarra Hawks.
Hello and welcome to Christmas Day basketball.
I think it's going to be enjoyable. I mean, I think it's something that we're really looking forward towards, and I think a win on Christmas just make everybody happy. I do check his games out. It'll be the 26th for us, so I can sit back and watch it because I think it'll be our day off, and I can criticize him, you know, by the time the game is over.
You'll hear more from Justin Tatum at halftime. Illawarra Hawks interim head coach, father of NBA superstar Jason Tatum, and good friend of Ty Lue, LA Clippers head coach, sitting 5th in their conference. So what a man to be able to lean on for Justin Tatum to go to the NBA and say, hey, tell me about this coaching caper. I need to make it work.
Ty Lue, one of the more underrated coaches in the NBA.
Yeah, this was a fantastic article. It was in Sydney papers the other day. I read it, and just the way he was able to call him and touch with him. And, of course, Tyrone, massive with LeBron James taking Cleveland to their first ever title. So, amazing.
We know that the NBL can be a next stars avenue for players, as we're seeing. Maybe it can become a next stars venture for coaches as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no doubt Will Weaver. We have a number of coaches that have gone over, whether it's been the NBA or
Trevor
G League, Trevor Gleason, Damon Cotter.
Goodwill to all, except if you're giving Nico Fernandez a bit of lip. Bit of a Christmas tip. Don't come to me with any sort of...
They don't play that in France, obviously. Adams got his A game tonight.
Kings by 14 as Glover drives baseline. Plenty of ball movement. Now Ho puts it on the floor. Jalen Adams gets a great look but can't score. Ulbrich, strong. Clark, the kick out for Lee. Jung Lee.
Had to happen. He is so good when he's got that feet set and he just bangs it down in the corner. Here comes the Illawarra Hawks.
The foul trouble is an issue for the Kings. They've got to figure out a way to defend and knock down shots just to keep this lead in double digits. And a foul goes against the Kings.
It's Angus Glover this time, so the foul trouble mounts.
And that's going to be free throws. 6:25 to go as their Lee hits the shot in the corner. But with 6:25 to go, this is exactly what Illawarra want.
And this is one of the byproducts of pounding the ball inside, putting physical pressure on the defense. And you may not get it the first, the second, third quarter, but you hope over 4 quarters it wears a team down in some form or another.
We've got a treat coming your way mid-next year. The Harlem Globetrotters are touring the world, Australia and New Zealand included on the stops. I saw them in Wollongong a few years ago. I was more Washington Generals than Harlem Globetrotters, but boy, what a show.
They were just on the way through getting some drinks, were they, Matty?
Made us stop at Chico's. That was a great show at the Wynn Entertainment Centre.
They're brilliant. I love it. I take my kids all the time. Doesn't matter what ages. There's Glover. Misses the 3 in the corner. Doesn't matter what age they are. It's fantastic entertainment.
Lockie Ulbrich, the youngster, winning some good ball for Illawarra in this second quarter.
Matty.
There are points on the end of it from Wani Swaka-Labullock.
Matty, you can feel it. They believe now. They've gone into a zone, an energetic one.
Here's Quatnoy. Good defense by Sam Froling, but Noy stays at it.
Everything was great except the box out. That was as simple as that.
The Hawks set up for here. Robinson, shot clock to 5. Justin Robinson can't shake Bolden and can't hit the hoop. Now Noy, and an offensive foul.
Not one of my favorite plays in basketball. We're trying to discourage that type of play. Smart play.
Yeah.
But one that I would think, Brad, in the next 3 years will be out of the game.
Yeah.
As Noy's out on the break. Kind of dangerous at the end.
Well, I'm glad Jonah had a look. You look at this and he could have easily just landed on him, so good heads up.
Lockie Ulbrich was looking for the alley-oop, couldn't complete the catch. It was there for the Illawarra Hawks. That would have provided some momentum, some more momentum in this comeback in the second quarter. Down by as many as 13 in the first period. Galloway's miss taken by Froling.
Illawarra should be pounding the ball inside as Harvey lets one fly from deep. Bad shot, good offensive rebound.
This is the Ulbrich we've been waiting to see. We saw it at the Blitz. Derek, you were there, and he came out and was outstanding. Been limited minutes here and there, sometimes good, but tonight he has lifted them in the minutes he's played.
But Illawarra right now has to understand the context of the game. The Kings are in foul trouble. You're going to the line to shoot 2 on all fouls with a little bit under 5 to go in this quarter. Attack the paint. Tyler Harvey, you're talented enough with the ball. People are worried about you when you have the ball. They're back on their heels right now. Attack defenders' chest.
Lockie Ulbrich doesn't turn 20 until December 30, so in a few days he's still 19, played 5 minutes for 5 rebounds and 4 points so far.
Draw a lot of energy, positive energy.
You heard it there from Justin Tatum, just too easy. That penetration was so down the lane.
Nice from Swaka-Labullock.
It's right there to be taken. That's a foul.
And they see it. Paul Mabry straight onto it, Derek Rucker.
I didn't have a problem with that. From the angle we had, that looked like that was moving.
Excellent call.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to sit on the seat.
I'm with you, Brad.
Good.
I'm with you.
Still 24 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Illawarra only conceding the one foul so far this quarter. And Harvey drives. Froling gets the rebound and stays at it but can't score.
And that's what Harvey should do. He did the right thing there, created an offensive opportunity, offensive rebounding opportunity. Wow, the Kings are really falling apart.
Here's Harvey on the trail. It's Froling, but he messes it up. First time, not the second time around.
We see this Sunday after Sunday.
Absolutely.
Today's a Monday. The Kings will go to sleep.
Always give you a chance. Always give you a chance.
Jalen Adams draws the foul, only the second on Illawarra.
He'll come in. Clark will come in for Ulbrich. What great minutes from him. A lot of the stuff won't show. It finishes with 5 points, but a lot of just banging. 5 boards, 5 points. Fantastic minutes.
Illawarra doing a really good job on the offensive boards. They've now got 7. And that's where you can really attack the Kings. They're not a great defensive rebounding team. They also love to hit the offensive glass, and that's what makes them one of the better rebounding teams in the competition, as Jordy Hunter's going to check in.
Well, here's something they don't do regularly with Hunter and Golden on the court together.
You've been asking for it, Brad.
I have. I like the fact that they can use that and do what Illawarra are doing to Sydney. Take them down in the block and let Jonah go to work on a 4-man.
Jalen Adams made both of his free throws. He's an 82% free throw shooter this season. Harvey, the fake to beat Galloway, but he can't find the hole. And Bolden pulls down the rebound. Given the foul trouble Sydney have found themselves in so early in this quarter, Illawarra playing the right game to maximise their chances of exploiting that, Derek.
They are at times. And look, there's some skill issues where they're not finishing shots, and you expect a bit of that over the holiday period. But this is a game here right now that they can get themselves into and get the lead before the end of the half, I believe, Brad. So you got to tighten it up, you got to focus a little bit more, and you've got to be more select about the shots you choose to take.
Just wait a minute. Please give me the warning and say more. We're actually holding the game up there, so we're just in the middle.
I'm just watching Coach Mood here. He is not happy with the foul count at the moment, and he has been given a warning.
Yeah, a behaviour warning on Mahmoud Abdel Fattah. And his frustrations won't improve with that missed shot. Normally such a polite, gentlemanly type of character, but he's a frustrated head coach right now. More so after Tyler Harvey drops the tray.
And this is the thing about Harvey, Brad. He can drive you crazy with his shot selection. That was not a good shot either, but he knocks it down.
As does Jalen Adams, straight back at you.
You just look at it and you just think that's a little bit too nice shot. Yeah,
yep.
That's nice shot.
He wants it again.
Still 5 the difference. Kings have been out by double figures. Froling working down low. Nice from Sam Froling.
Workmanlike is what the Illawarra Hawks are doing.
He's got Tui on him. Tui can't check him.
Yep.
9 points for Froling and Clark. Joint leading scorers for the Hawks. Adams to Galloway, who puts it on the floor and runs into Froling. Momentum with Illawarra. In the shadows of half-time, Harvey was feeling it. And let rip unsuccessfully.
My lips are sealed.
Oh, that's just ominous. That
there were options to penetrate, create for your teammate, draw a foul.
This will hurt. Jalen Adams off the mark as well. Jump ball, possession arrow.
And this is where it's a tendency right now, Harvey and Adams, They're playing one-on-one against each other, right? And it's great viewing.
Ego-driven, Brad.
But you've got to be able to get your teammates involved. That last play, I like what Tyler Harvey does, but you got Blanchfield open in the corner. That's a good look.
And the few possessions back where Tui was down there on Froling, and I said he can't check him, that's no knock against Alex Tui. No reasonable coach should expect a 19-year-old next star who is undersized in the post to be able to check Sam Froling. That's not his fault.
But you are looking here, you've got two bigs in there. This is protecting their foul count. That's why they're not having one of the other bigs on there and trying to help.
Yeah. Tough shot from Froling. And the rebound falls for the Sydney Kings. Into the final minute of the half, and Bolden with a big step towards the target.
They needed that one, Matt. Jonah gets on his right hand. Gets the lucky roll, puts the Kings up by 5.
Harvey again. Tyler Harvey, bottom of the nets. They're starting to fall for the Hawks now. It's 46-44. And Coach Abdel Fattah says we need a timeout.
See, I don't mind that one. When he comes off of the screen, they've set him up. He's got his feet set, and he can stroke that one. His teammates know what was being run, and he's able to knock that shot down. Now, 2-point game. The Kings can set this up and get a quick one, and then get a stop, and then go down and try and get another possession, Matt. So they'd be playing the 2-for-1 game right here.
Tyler Harvey, 10 points on 3 of 7 from the land of plenty. But let's check in with Jalen Galloway and hear what he thinks about his game right now. Jalen Adams, it is.
With your own individual performance, you're playing outstanding this season, but probably not as dominant as you were 2 years ago. What's been the difference, and are you looking to crank it up as we get late into the season?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a new team, new pieces. So, you know, it's just been different fitting in from the last time I was here. I think I'm just a little less efficient. I would like to clean that up, and I think if I could do that, then I can help the team win some more games as the year closes.
What was the best gift you gave this year?
I got DJ some cologne, man. I got DJ some Bond No. 9. It smelled good, too, so he was feeling it. So
is he wearing it during the game tonight?
I hope not, man. That's expensive. Don't waste it.
You enjoyed that chat with Jalen Adams, didn't you, Derek Rucker?
I did. He's a very likable guy. Outstanding player, as we know, and obviously enjoying his Christmas Day experience. 16 points already in a dominant performance, but he's been one of the few Kings to show up strong in this first half.
I'm enjoying the Christmas Day experience. Good crowd, fantastic atmosphere, tight game. One shot in it. Who's going to lead us into the halftime break? Valentine, guarded by Robinson. Spinning left and right, that's class.
They get the bucket, but I would have been more inclined to go 2-for-1 and go quick there. Have faith in my players to get a bucket, get a stop, and then get another bucket to close out the half.
Final seconds, Gary Clark off the backboard. He lays it in, and we hit halftime. It was the Kings doing it comfortably in the first half, or in the first quarter. The Hawks hit back in the second to take us to the break, just 2 points in it. Well, both coaches will take something out of that first half. They'll both have elements they need to work on as well.
Well, Illawarra changed it up in the second quarter. They got some favorable lineups out there. Some of the stuff that they set up in the first quarter with their inside emphasis came to fruition in other forms in that second quarter to narrow this margin.
Let's find Joe Healy alongside Gary Clark.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. That second quarter was much better offensively. What were the adjustments that you guys made?
Just making it simpler. Like, all we've been talking about, emphasizing, is getting the ball inside, and then everyone else moving off that. But our defense and our offense work together, so we wasn't guarding, and we wasn't executing on offense. We made it more simpler. Stay home, guard one-on-one, be help, don't overhelp. Offensively, get in our set, look inside.
Beautiful, thank you. Good luck for the second half. Brad, who have you got with you?
Yeah, I've got here, mate, talk to me. What's going on here? They look like, you know, nice break, come to the break in the first quarter, but then the second quarter you allow them back in.
Yeah, it was a good start, but just let them get some open shots. They started getting no boards and second opportunities, so do a good job there.
What's Coach McMillan going to concentrate here? Defensive end?
Of course, yeah. We want to get more stops than 46 points, so keep them off the glass, keep them to one shot, stop letting Tyler get open shots.
Thanks, mate. Have a good half.
Thanks, Brad.
Jordan Hunter and the Kings with work to do against Justin Tatum's Illawarra Hawks.
And there is Justin Tatum addressing his group. It was only 3 weeks ago that Jacob Jackomas was ousted. He's done a good job. He's got the group playing for him. They look a different team.
The last 9 months is unexpected. Taking an assistant coaching job, was hoping to gain my professional career in basketball, and unexpected was now the head coach. It was a blessing, so I just want to make sure I take advantage of it. This is a great league. I would love to keep building my craft here somehow. It's not always about basketball with me. Before I became the head coach, I individually tried to learn something about each one of the guys personally. But when I got in this position, it was easy for me to connect to them because we talked about other things besides basketball. So I think that's one of my strengths, is the relationship that I can build outside of basketball with these guys.
Hello and welcome to Christmas Day basketball. Does it get any better than this?
I think it's going to be enjoyable. I think it's something that we're really looking forward towards, to go into a hostile environment in Sydney, a team that we have not beaten in a long time. That'll be great for our guys to go experience that after spending a great day with their family. I just want my team to keep winning, and just have them see how great they can be. And I think a win on Christmas will just make everybody happy. I do check his games out. We come on around about noon time, 11 to noon here. It'll be the 26th for us, so I can sit back and watch it because I think it'll be our day off. And I can criticize him, by the time the game is over.
Probably Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock on the Wii. Whoa, dude. Don't know if people remember this, but the green machine back in the day, that little drift thing you could have. Yeah, a PS3. Probably anything by Michael Bublé. When I was a kid, I used to hang in the tree with Mum, and we'd always put an album on, and Mum loves Michael Bublé.
Christmas Eve Sarajevo by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. The one that's like dun 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 dun, but it's just dudes shredding on guitar. And I think it's a classic carol that's usually like people singing angelically. Massive band that just shreds it.
Yes, welcome back to Christmas Day Hoops here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the Sydney Kings leading the Illawarra Hawks here at Kudos Bank Arena by just 2 points. Joe Healy with you alongside Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen. Guys, we talked about Jalen Adams pre-game. What have you made of his impact in this one so far?
He's been outstanding, and he came out right from the jump ready to play. As we look at the Hungry Jacks highlights, he had the ball a lot the first quarter in his hands, and he was very good. Got Swacky there in a hostage dribble, was able to take advantage for the and one, but he's just patient, Brad.
Yeah.
He was able to get what he wanted. He knocked down a 3 ball. He was attacking the rim. Just a very good first half from Adams.
You couldn't explain it any better. That's exactly what he's like. His differential in pace is great. 1 minute it looks like he's just cruising and then just takes off, Joe, and he just looks outstanding. He was brilliant throughout the first half.
It certainly was. We'll have a look at the Blackmore's shot chart here. 16.67% field goal percentage. Very impressive indeed.
And it's one thing to note, everything is getting onto his right hand, apparently, Brad. The Hawks are probably well suited to try and push him away from that side of the floor and even back onto his left hand.
Well, Tyler Harvey, it felt like he stepped up in that second quarter for the Hawks. What more do you need to see from him, and how important is it for him to continue firing if they are going to get the win here?
Look, when he's rolling, the Illawarra Hawks are rolling. Whenever he plays well, they very rarely lose. They can win without him, but when he plays great, and tonight, there's been those couple of threes that you just go, no, Tyler, but then they drop Derek, and you're like, yes, Tyler, that was great. But look, I love what he brings this team. When he's shooting like this, it opens it up for everyone.
It does, and, you know, I guess we have to go with raw numbers. He got 10 points in that first half, and that's what you want. True, it may not have come in the form that would have pleased us purists, Brad, but it's got his team back in the game. He made a couple of big shots, and perhaps, Joe, we have to come to live with the fact that this is who he is.
Yeah.
So 2 points in it at halftime. Who wins it from here?
Well, I did love that they took Justin Robinson off and put Tyler Harvey in the point, and I'd like to see that happen again. I think if Illawarra can play the way they're playing and slow the Kings down, this game is theirs, and there's no doubt.
And I like the fact that their 3 main guys are scoring, Froling, Clark, Harvey. Now, if they can get a contribution from one more, maybe a Justin Robinson, they can really make a game of this. But, Joe, this second half is going to be really, really tight, and the first half was outstanding.
We are loving Christmas Day hoops here on the Hungry Jacks at NBL. The second half is coming up next.
Stay on top of your game at Harvey Norman with the latest tech. Hype up the crowd with the new Ultimate's epic boom portable Bluetooth speaker. Out now. Get great sound with the Sony WH-1000 XM4 premium noise-cancelling headphones. Game like a pro with the awesome Xbox Series S. Reinforcing security with the new Arlo Essential 2 camera pack. Includes 4 outdoor cams. Shoot and score with more great deals now at Harvey Norman, official retailer to the Sydney Kings.
Hands up in the air, 2 hands up in the air. If you think Wally will make the shot, or cross your arms. If you think Wally will miss, if you're able to stand up, the camera will pick you up. Easy, a $50 gift card. Thanks, Chemist Warehouse. Yes or no? What do you say? $50 thanks to Chemist Warehouse is up for grabs. Will Wally make it? Will he make it? Not tonight, it's a no! Who is our winner? Thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Getting a $50 gift card. It's this person with the Superman jersey.
Sydney Kings fans, it is my pleasure to say hello and introduce you once again to the chairman of Hoops Capital, our Sydney Kings, Mr. Paul Smith. Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Man, I tell you, Smithy, this
Christmas Day basketball at Kidas Bank Arena in the Harbour City, Sydney, where the Kings lead 48-46 at halftime. They were ahead by as many as 18 points. We thought we were headed to last year's Christmas Day margin. 21 points, the Kings over Melbourne, but this one now shapes as much, much closer. 48-46 with a half to play. You know it's Christmas Day basketball when the scorer's bench delivers shortbreads at halftime, and Derek Rucker polished off 8 of these in the 2-minute ad break before we came back. D-Ruck, this suit is magnificent. I give it 9.5, 9 3/4 out of 10. If that brooch lit up, you get the 10 out of 10. Does it light up? Is there a final trick for us?
Well, I'm sure later on tonight, if anywhere is open and they got the light shining on it just right. Shout out to Will Valor, though, for hooking your boy up on Christmas Day, Brad.
Thanks, I'm here as well, Matty. Lovely to meet you guys. Just absolutely appreciative that I don't think you've noticed it, but yeah, how can you look anything different
You and
than when you're
I
next to
are
Derek?
dressed magnificently by Men's Club.
Oh,
we are
man.
oh so comfortable.
Mark,
thank you,
We
Mark.
are in working mode.
Yeah,
thanks to Men's Club.
And I apologize to anyone at home if I had crumbs on my face, because I did go through a full slate of treats. This Kings score bench is on fire with the goodies.
Jalen Adams, 16 points in the first half to lead all scorers, 6 of 9 for the Hawks. It's Gary Clark and Tyler Harvey, 11 and 10 points respectively. A really nice cameo from Lockie Olbrich. 5 rebounds, 5 points in his first 5 minutes on the floor. I heard Derek and Brad say Illawarra need another contributor offensively in this second half to really storm past Sydney. Who will it be? Will it happen at all? Galloway says no. Watch the men in purple for the time being. As we say, good evening again to Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks. Just listening to you guys talk about your outfits there. Sam Froling said that he wouldn't be caught dead in what Derek is wearing before the game. So clearly not everyone is loving it.
That is exactly, I heard that, Joe. You're spot on.
And can I say why Derek walked away? I looked at Sam and said, and I agree.
But he's doing pretty well in a Hawks outfit at the moment. He doesn't need Derek's suit because he's got the Illawarra Hawks singlet on. And you get the feeling they're not going to go away.
And might I add, Matty, sorry to cut you off, that Sam Froling and Brad Rosen are not my target audience.
I won't ask who it is. I'll let the viewers at home make up their minds there. Shooting percentage in the first half as Froling adds the extra. Nearly 60% from the field, Sydney. Illawarra just above 30, so there's an area that Hawks will look to improve. Rebounding all square at 19 apiece. Here's DJ Ho, just a little fake on Gary Clark. The handoff for Geordie Hunter, and they force the foul on Illawarra. Speaking of fouls, Derek, Hunter for Sydney, Hogue, Glover, Noy, Tui and Bolden all come into the second half on 2 fouls. It's an area to watch in these opening few minutes.
Well, the 2 most important ones are Hunter and Bolden. Those guys can have the greatest impact on the defensive end against Froling and Clark. So if I was Illawarra, I'd be putting them into as many actions defensively as possible. Continue to make Hunter make decisions on the defensive end. See if he can withstand hit after hit.
Well, you've seen it game in and game out where it does struggle for these bigs when they're down low. Because why? Because the offense is just so talented that you've got to be able to guard this. But I also say, as Hunter misses the free throw, that I felt they managed that well, the Kings, and no one went in with 3. And that's a good thing coming into the second half.
Harvey, wild. What was he looking to do there?
He was throwing it up to Wemby.
Now Kwatnoi throws it up for the bottom of the net. Thank you very much. A bright start offensively for the Kings post half-time.
And that's just a breakdown. Kwatnoi, he did that in their first game of the season, knocking down 6 threes. They've just got to be right there on the catch.
He scored in double figures both games this season against Illawarra. Harvey just checks his feet. He was close to the sideline. Now Froling, strong.
Just what you were saying, Derek. Let him go to work down low. He's quite unstoppable tonight.
But Brad, I also like what Harvey did there.
Yeah.
Use your threat, use your skills, create a little advantage for Froling, and then Froling's able to finish the play.
Kwatnoi, he's feeling it. This one's short, and Harvey takes the rebound. Gives it straight back to Galloway, and the Kings can reload. Galloway thought about the three. So too, DJ Hogue. Now he more than thinks. He shoots. And it's off Galloway, Illawarra ball.
We know Galloway's good with his hands. 2 steals a game. Creates a lot of offense from the Kings defense. And if I was the Kings here, I'd try and speed this tempo up. I'd pressure up the floor even, Brad, just to try and create a bit more chaos out here.
Well, that's where I give credit to Illawarra. That was what it was like in the first quarter, and they have just slowed it down dramatically.
Clark kicks it out for Justin Robinson.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's the stroke we know he has. We haven't seen it enough this season. Now Adams. Incentivized to go straight back after his opposite drops the three. DJ Hogue giving a look. Too good a look for a man of DJ Hogue's quality. It's a bright start to this third quarter as Clark gets to the backboard, but is off the mark. Hogue, the blocking foul here on Justin Robinson, and Derek Rucker, your response sums up, I think, maybe what many viewers are thinking. Was that touch and go?
Our angle wasn't great, but I didn't love that shoulder and that elbow mini extension. It wasn't entirely egregious, but there was something there.
Oh, no, I hear you, Derek, but I think you have to give that to the offensive end to be able to say that is a block. You've got to protect the ball player in that instance.
Tellingly, no challenge from the Hawks. And you heard the referee audio. He was still on the move, the defensive player. DJ Hogue makes both. 60 plays, 54. Midway through the third quarter. A Christmas Day double earlier. A big upset in Tasmania. The Phoenix striking. And the Hawks cause an upset here. Tyler Harvey hopes so. The floater falls. Hogue. That one short. And Wani Swaka Bullock picks up the crumbs. Quick in transition for Robinson. And Froling with the putback. Pressure pass for Kwatnoi. Was almost taken by Tyler Harvey.
Matty, the Kings need to get some purpose and some intent and something more focused at the basket, similar to that. But there's just too much tossing around the outside, seeing what happens, catch and shoot. But perhaps, Brad, they just feel like they're the better team and they can just crank it up when they need.
Well, and that's what the frustrating thing is watching them sometimes, because they do just take this, and you see Hunter, he's one of the best in the league when he rolls to the basket. He goes so strong, had a great dunk the other night. But Derek, I'm with you. I'd actually like to see the Kings come out in a half-court trap and get up the floor and be able to create that energy to be able to get more steals, because they're quick. They've got guys that have those hands.
Jordan Hunter, no mistake from the free throw line.
And they've brought Sean Bruce in to try and slow Tyler Harvey down. Harvey's having a nice impact offensively.
That are courtside by the Kings bench, if we want to organise one.
To Joe shortly, as you're hearing Mahmoud Abdel Fattah. Great to be courtside, listening into these coaches as Gary Clark lets loose waywardly, but Ulbrich, strong offensive board. Clark again, has he set his sights? No. Adams kicks it out. Hogan open look. He won't get a better look than that, and he leaves it short. He's 1 of 6 from outside, DJ.
This is something the Kings have done, and Derek, we've been here sideline a lot of times, where now they rely on the three. And they, or I should say, settle for the three rather than making it happen inside out. Kings 5 of 16 from the three-point line at 31%. Wow.
Tyler Harvey from a long way outside catches the front of the rim and rolls over the hole, 63-58. It's been around that 3, 4, 5-point margin for most of the third term, and Hogue says, let's blow it back out, boys. Let's get to double figures again. They've led by as many as 18, Sydney.
Well, Derek, you said he's going to have that breakout game. Is this the way you expected it?
No, not at all. This game's driving me crazy right now. I'm really excited. I'm engaged in it, but it's not the best basketball, and especially alarming for the Kings is I don't think this type of basketball could be a playoff team. Melbourne United is going to spank you if you go in there and play this type of basketball. You have to be more focused. You've got to be more ball movement. Defensively, they're not good enough.
Lockie Ulbrich, shot clock. They've got a fire, rolling under pressure. It's well wide of the mark. Didn't get it away in time. Derek, I was interested to hear you speak on the NBL Now podcast about the difficulty of playing at this time of year. Yes, they are professional athletes. We know they put in every day, but while the rest of the world is holidaying, partying, eating, drinking, you've got to go to work. And you spoke about the challenges of being a pro athlete on Christmas Day during this festive period.
It is, because you've been living a certain way around, around your basketball, and then suddenly everybody, as Hogue misses a little pull-up outside the paint, but everyone changes their lifestyle, but yours can't. And you must stay focused. You can't have a few casual beverages around the pool. You can't go out to your wife's company's Christmas party. There's so many of those things that you have to sacrifice and not get loose, and it's a hard way to live, Matty.
As a result, at times, this game has been a little loose.
No joke.
Hyunjung Lee from the corner. Bottom of the net.
Great. It is a great day to be a Wildcat, Brad.
Explain to everyone the Davidson connection.
When Davidson people see each other, that's our call. Great day to be a Wildcat. And Bolden says, have some of this. They got to get Jonah more involved. I know you've been calling for it all year.
Here's the Harvey Norman replay. Hyunjung Lee from the corner. You know he's a slick shooter. He says he's still to find his best in that regard, but promising signs if he can get a run on here.
Derek, I am with you with Jonah. He's only averaging minimal minutes. I think it's 16 or 17 a game. He is their leading rebounder for the season. He's got the best shooting percentage from the three-point line for the team. He just needs to see more of the ball as well. But when you've got a team that's so talented, it's just so hard.
Well, is it hard, or is it just a coach not willing to make the hard call? Probably. And go with, like, this is who we're playing. There are a lot of good players in the NBA who don't get court time. And I think sometimes in the NBL, we're too polite and giving minutes away like it's charity. You're trying to win basketball games and play your best people.
Yep.
Was that a Christmas yep? Or was that a really, you really believe in
that? Was,
okay.
I saw him nodding his head as he said yep, so you can double down on that as...
I don't believe much, Derek says, but that was good.
Was off the mark. Final 3 minutes of the third. Sydney by 6. Again, the shot clock rolls to single figures. Justin Robinson gets busy, almost loses it. Blanchfield, same spot as Lee, same result.
Well, I like having those two on the court at the same time. And you look the way they're spreading the floor. Olbricht's just crashing the glass. Clark's doing what he wants. You got Robinson creating. Loving this outfit that I'm looking at, Derek.
Now Sean Bruce, another 300 gamer. Blanchfield, the last scorer of the game, 386. Here he is in his second stint as an Illawarra Hawk.
Oh.
And the offense.
You knew that was coming.
Raised elbow. That's Lockie Oldbrook, the 19-year-old. And Vaughan Mabry says, I saw it. Good banter on both sides of the court. Now Adams sits it up for Jonah Bolden. Plenty of athleticism. 2 big points. 71-66. Lee. Hyunjung Lee.
That was nice.
That's a beautiful stroke. That is just a beautiful stroke. Love that on ball. Go back to it. Bring Jonah up here now.
He's 3 of 4 for the game, all of them from outside. Galloway fools the Korean, but can't find the target.
Good look, Brad, but I feel you.
Yeah, just
let's get some rhythm going off that P&R.
You know what? I love what Robinson's doing here. He is creative, but have a look at this. Just a simple game. And Jonah Bolden says, Merry Christmas to the Kudos Bank Arena.
What would your good mate and Kings legend, Big Bad Bruce, think of that, Brad?
He could have done it better. That's what he would have said, good old Buffy Bolden. He will be a very proud pop.
I like the time we're seeing from Lockie Oldbrook in this game.
Yeah.
Now Justin Robinson. Banks the three.
That's all right.
Fortune favours the brave, and the Illawarra Hawks have found the front.
And can't you hear the crowd? The Hawks fans have come into the game.
They lead for the first time tonight. Final minute of the third.
Well, the bank is open during the holidays. We saw Ian Clark hit one from the top in that fantastic game against Perth at a crucial time, and then tonight.
What an advertisement for the NBL. The open-air game, Melbourne, Perth, Golding, Cotton going at it, open roof, beautiful sunset,
you know what the problem
skyline
with the
game.
It didn't go to 4 overtimes,
Yeah,
right? I just wanted
finished
that.
too early.
Oh, wow, man, I wish it was still playing.
There's an anxious Kings majority shareholder, Paul Smith.
Well, it's that time of year, and it was that time of the game for Jonah Bolden to come out.
No.
He owns Sydney, but lives just south of the Illawarra and doesn't hesitate to slap down the Hawks.
or anyone else.
Or anyone else, but especially the Hawkies, and he was at it again this week.
Yeah. Great for the game.
Jaden Adams.
Yeah.
Sends Sydney back to the lead by making both, Brad.
I know, you know, the Bolden connection or whatever, but no, as Choddy Blanchfield is now feeling it. Good rebound here.
Rolling, and the defense from Galloway almost won the ball for Sydney. Instead, it falls for Tyler Harvey.
Wow.
Sort of game where Tyler brings his best.
Here's the danger for the Kings, right? You have the best player on the court in Jalen Adams. He can take over. If it's a close game, you're always going to have that to go to. But Tyler Harvey hits more game winners than anybody else in the NBL. So if the game's close, all of a sudden his value increases tremendously.
You got a former league MVP out there and a very close runner-up previously playing for different clubs.
And not only that, this guy can be Australian in 2 years. I'd be tying him up for 3, Derek, right now. That is so valuable to be able to have the citizenship, be able to come through here. He's just a flat-out baller. He really is.
He's only 30, and if Derek Rucker can play until he's 39, Tyler Harvey, he can play until he's 45. Here he is, a bounce pass for Froling.
Beautiful basketball.
He's playing much better basketball now. This is the way you got to be patient with the ball. Utilize your talent in other ways than just trying to score. He can help his teammates so much.
Inside the final 10 of the third, Jalen Adams goes to work. Gary Clark gets in the way. Harvey, does he have time?
Goaltending. That should count.
Well, Nico Fernandez has waved it away straight away, but we will have a conference between the referees. The Hawks are with you, Derek.
Sorry, Matty. I thought there was a piece as the ball was on its descent, which would constitute goaltending.
I agree, but I thought he was passing. Now yeah.
No score. It's the Hawks by 4. We've got a thrilling final quarter. The end of your Christmas Day bonanza in the NBL coming up next. And what a finish it might be. Hawks won the last 2 quarters. Christmas Day basketball at Kudos Bank Arena. Sam Froling and the Hawks are fighting hard against DJ Hogue and the Kings. In fact, the visitors, the Hawks, the underdogs. Baby brother from down the freeway is up by 4. They trailed by as many as 18 points. We have 10 minutes to decide this. Is it 9 straight wins for the Kings against the Hawks? Or do Illawarra stop the rot and post a much-needed W as they continue their season rebuild? Here's Gary Clark going to work on Adams unsuccessfully.
Derek, you said that Illawarra need to hit their threes. They hit 6 trifectas in that third quarter, which is why they're leading right now.
And we've spoken about the poor defense from the Kings as Galloway knocks one down from the corner. But the Kings have given up 17, 29, and now 31, Matty, to one of the worst offensive teams in the competition.
Tyler Harvey has been in the thick of it. The Hawks have won the last 2 quarters, 29-19, 31-25. If that momentum continues, quite obviously, they go on to win the game, and Harvey says, let's go. A little cooler there for Tyler Harvey. Let's find Joe Healy.
Yeah, thanks, Matty. I was just listening into the Kings at 3-quarter time. Geordie Hunter, in particular, was very, very vocal, trying to rally his team. Mostly, unfortunately, choice words that I definitely cannot repeat, but you can expect them to come out firing here in the fourth.
And Joe, the crowd here tonight, there were 7,000 last year when we arrived on Christmas Day for the first time. Tonight, nearly 8,600, so the crowd grows. What an atmosphere in here, Joe.
It's an amazing atmosphere, guys. The energy in here is incredible. The festive sort of emotions and everything are well and truly alive, and I absolutely love that people have really committed to some of these outfits out here.
Well, speaking of outfits, we talk about Terry's. What about Joe? Joe's looking amazing tonight, Joe. Forget this Derek Rucker. Forget this Derek Rucker thing.
All white, pure as the driven snow, Joe Healy.
And one of the best in the business at what she does, always bringing the info, doesn't pull any punches.
Loves her basketball and knows it inside out. Great to be working with you, Joe, as we head down the stretch here. The Hawks by 1.
Well, that's on Hunter, and that's his 4th. You'll probably see him come out of the game, or will he let him ride?
You can't let him ride, Brad. You got to get him out right now.
Yep.
Well, no movement from Coach Mahmoud Abdul Fattah for the time being.
Well, in that case, Jordy Hunter is declared the sacrificial lamb on Christmas Day. He is the one that they find expendable, and then they're willing to play.
There are a few inquisitive looks between. Yep, here comes Jonah Bolden. There were a few concerned glances between the head coach and his coaching team, and now they've pulled the trigger and said, Jordy, come and take a seat.
Oh, okay.
We got there.
Yeah.
We got there. You having fun? How good is this?
Yeah, it's great. Fantastic. Stress level's a bit high.
Well, this is where the coaches now make their money.
Exactly.
This is where you can get out-coached in a game, 4th quarter, 3-point game. What moves do you make?
Jalen Galloway looking for another big 3. And both first-year NBL head coaches. Tatum, of course, in his first few weeks as an NBL head coach. They play a key role, especially in a game like this. In these crunch minutes, Sam Froling, head down, tough shot, and he can't make it work.
Again, I like the offense from Illawarra. They took time, they got the ball to 2 of their top 3 players, got a quality shot.
April 24, 2022, the last time Illawarra beat Sydney, and Jonah Bolden says that run's not going to stop tonight if I have my way.
Well, it's 2 good plays from Jonah. The first defensively, he made Froling have to shoot away from the basket rather than over the rim, and that was good defense. Now he goes down and knocks the 3 down.
Now we've got some key substitutions. Albrecht will come in for Froling, and Hogue goes to the bench for Noy.
Question to both of you, Brad, Derek, when you were on a winning or losing streak like the Hawks are against Sydney and vice versa, how much was it in your mind as a player to overcome it or to continue it? Was it at play at moments like this?
Honestly, no, don't feel it. You just play the moment.
And with each loss, you're getting closer to the win. That has to be your mindset.
Locked together with 6 and a bit to play. Basket is waved away. The foul called on the floor. The foul's been called on Gary Clark, but
The foul is off the ball before after shooting. Jalen.
Well, yeah, the foul's called on pushing onto Jonah, but then Adams and Wani had a little bit to do here. Yeah. And there's a little push there. Minimal in it. That's just like nothing. Play on.
That's just fighting over presents on Christmas morning. Jalen Adams. Bolden. Sean Bruce. Beautiful pocket pass for Quatnoy, but the defense of Lockie Albrecht just gets better and better.
Oh, wow.
He goes coast to coast. He's only 19 years of age, but he's a man mountain and he's standing tall at Kudos Bank Arena.
From the defensive end, not only does he stop there, he then dribbles the court as Quatnoy does what Quatnoy does in his corner. Oh, Derek, this basketball, we are loving it on Christmas Day.
The Kings have been able to bounce back with key corner threes. We had an outstanding move from Albrecht, and Noy responds quickly.
Justin Tatum calls a snooze timeout. The Sydney Kings 84, Illawarra 83. This game is poised shot for shot, each shot changing the lead at the moment. What a finale to Christmas Day.
It is, and I like that the stars are having a contribution. Hogue 15, Adams 20, Robinson, Clark, Froling, Harvey, all doing their thing. 1 point game.
Love it. You know, you asked Matty earlier, you said to Derek, you know, what do the players feel? This is what they feel. They love this.
Yeah,
you got, what better place would you want to be right now than in this atmosphere? Everyone's happy, festive season. Derek Rucker looks $1 million. And this game is amazing.
Viewers, if they're a bit sluggish after a big Christmas lunch or dinner, they'll be starting to feel a bit more lively watching this one. 6 minutes, 6 seconds to play, 1 point the difference. Let's launch into a Harvey Norman replay because we have key highlights to look at here. Look at Lockie Albrook standing tall under the bucket, and then he's off to the races.
This ability here, Euro move, Illawarra to Sydney, he gets it done. But then Noy, you can't give him this space. You gotta stay connected somehow and make somebody else, even if they're penetrating, make a tough two. You can't give up catch and shoot corner threes to Noy.
Lockie Albrecht came into the game averaging 3 points, 3 rebounds per game. Look at his numbers, 9 points, 8 rebounds here. Big minutes for the man who turns 20 in a few days, Gary Clark. Can't get the shot to roll, and Noy strong.
Love the set out of the timeout. Beautifully played. Got the man they wanted to have the ball and the right look.
The trouble is called on Jalen Adams.
And Brad, I spoke at the half about pushing Adams to his left.
Yeah.
He doesn't look as strong, and it was evident right there. A couple of micro errors off the bounce, which led to that traveling situation. The Hawks got to keep him on his left hand.
I want to ask you this. MVP to an MVP player, as Jalen Adams went. When is the time I've got to do this to the time, hang on, don't take over too much because there's other players around you?
Right now, he can't wait. It's Christmas Day. He's got to go.
3 seconds.
3 in the key. They lost their way, the Illawarra Hawks. Back to you, Derek.
So, as Adams is trying to feel his way through this game, he's had an outstanding game. He's the best player on the court. Just go. Move the ball, but you're looking to make plays. Every time you get it, you can't
Lockie Albrecht with the steal, Derek, and Wani stuffs 2 for the Illawarra Hawks. Sorry to cut you off, but this game from Lockie Albrecht just gets better and better.
Well, we've been bemused all year, Brad, about why he hasn't been playing more minutes.
And how about the double? How often do you just don't see Biggs double hard like that? Great double.
Draws the foul.
Look at this double. Watch this double here. Lockie comes out, bang, gets the feed, throws it on. Love that. That is where Biggs come out. I know this drops, a lot of people do, Derek, and personally I'm not a fan of it. I love the fact when Biggs get out and create that energy for the defense, and that is what I love watching.
Especially someone like Albrecht who moves his feet well, does a good job of using his hands at the right time. When people say don't use your hands, well, that's not true. You got to pick and choose your time to get your hands in. Hands are a vital part of defensive play.
Lockie Albrecht, the provider for Wani Swaka-Labullock. Wani, of course, part of 2 championships at Perth, 1 at Sydney. He's playing his former club here. And he's forced his way into this starting 5 for Justin Tatum as Adams snakes the front end.
Well, 3 substitutions there. Tui, Hogue, and Hunter come back in now.
Too many substitutions. I can't get any rhythm if I'm getting pulled out of the game twice in a quarter. I need to play extended minutes if I'm a star. I gotta play 10, 12, 13 minutes straight in a row, especially if you're a point guard. Don't take me out the game.
You had 48 minutes to play with. They only get a possible 40 these days as Justin Robinson runs around, shovels a pass to Swaka LeBullock. Harvey, a flamboyant floater, really high. And possession falls for Sydney.
Good defence. I like the offence, but that was just good defence by the Kings. Good switching, way to recover.
Kings by 1, and with possession, just over 4 to play. Tui to the corner where DJ Hode leaves his shot short. He's 2 of 9 from outside Hode. LeBullock. And he'll go to the line for 2. There was a big collision of bodies, but it took a while for the whistle to come.
It did, and Hogue wasn't in a good position. That was a nice lead pass, and I thought he actually did a pretty good job. As we look at this replay, he did a good job of trying to contest. Wow, he just goes straight up. Tough call.
Look, offensively as well, I love the fact that's a great take by Wani, just to be able to take the body hit and be able to put it up there.
We've enjoyed the battle today, as we knew we would, between Tyler Harvey and Jalen Adams. Harvey 15 points of 5 of 16 shooting, and Adams a game high 22, 7 of 11. Eric Rucker, I know you've sat back and enjoyed these 2 guards going at it this evening.
Jalen Adams, just an outstanding talent, former MVP, uses a couple of stagger-on balls, hostage dribble, gets in the paint. He's been so patient with the ball. Now look, in this fourth quarter, he's had a couple of errors that have really hurt. But Brad, coming down the stretch, I got money on him to be good with the ball and to deliver the gifts on Christmas Eve.
Well, and he's done it so many times. So you're right in what you're saying, and you have to roll the dice and roll it with him. You know, he's quite outstanding in basketball. 22 points, 7 of 11 from the field. But Tyler Harvey, man, this guy, he can just flat out hoop. There's just people you just love watching, and there's no more special player than this guy. He's like that with, just like Bryce, just hit shots that you're like, man, I wish I could do that. Just so good.
Hawks fans will be thinking, if it comes down to the final possession and a shot to win it, we've got Tyler Harvey.
And that's a valid stance to take. We've seen his track record, and as I mentioned earlier in this half, since about midway through the second quarter, he's done a much better job with his decision-making with the ball. He's shown greater patience, and as a result, they look a lot better offensively and more stable.
Swaka LeBullock makes his first free throw.
Well, he's got Robinson back in the game now, so this will push Tyler back to the 2. So we will see what happens now. Sorry, Matty.
Yeah, sorry, Brad. 63% free throw shooter, and shows us why by missing the back end. Three-point crucial for obvious reasons. Glancing at the scoreboard. Adams with the rebounds. Portnoy with a fumble, and Lockie Ulbrich is there. How's the dribbling, Lockie? Oh, and the passing. A little wild. Hogue, no hesitation. And Froling, strong defensively.
That's an outstanding rebound, too.
Great rebound, yeah. Too early, that shot?
Well, he hasn't really been knocking them down, and a rough night shooting the ball, DJ.
9 of 29 from the three-point line, compared to 10 of 26 from the Hawks.
A reminder, Sydney have beaten Illawarra twice already this season by 15 and 20. Froling was looking for the go-ahead bucket, but lost the handle. Now Adams, threading his way down the lane. Strong from Hunter.
Strength of him, he's got 4 fouls, but he just only knows one way. Great offensive rebound and puts back one of his huge strengths that he brings.
Harvey gets away from Tui. The runner catches the rim, but it falls back for Tyler Harvey. Still no joy. And the rebound to Hogue.
2 good looks at it. No success. Got to get a stop here, Hawks. Meanwhile, I'd be getting Hunter into an on ball with Adams.
Adams, there you go. Now, Quatnoy. A shot blocked by Tyler Harvey. The possession will stay with the Kings.
1.2 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to get a good look, but what do they run? I would be going to Hogue here, coming off some type of screen, because he's got that high release, very hard to block.
Derek?
Well, I think they try and get Galloway at the rim on some type of action, but he's just chilling on the weak side.
Here's Hogue. Your wish has been granted, Brad. It's off the mark, and Robinson quickly for Hyunjung Lee.
Great pass.
Outstanding basketball awareness by Justin Robinson.
Great to see him back from that season-ending injury last year. There's plenty of contact being made out there now. Alex Tui, tough shot. Aldrich fights for the ball and gets it.
What another great rebound.
And what defense to be able to come across. Justin Robinson gets out of the circle, look like he takes the charge and gets the layup.
The layup finish for Justin Robinson, and it's the Hawks back in front. Joe Healy, this is unbelievable.
It's fantastic, guys. Just 2 points in it, and I can tell you every fan I have spoken to is calling for overtime. Even the Kings fans want to see more. They are loving Christmas basketball.
Joe, I'm probably with them. Your boys got nothing to do tonight. I fly to Cairns tomorrow at 11. I might even be able to drag Brad out with me.
Mate, I'm not coming out if you wear that suit, because I can only protect so much, and it's not you.
There are bouncers around Sydney exchanging texts right now. Wait till you see what D. Rucker will lob up in.
Do you love the way he says, I've got nothing organised? Mate, he has been texting from the second he landed. He has 34 people outside Kudos Bank Arena to choose from which way he goes.
First, let's get this game done, and it's a minute left. To the difference. Oh, he just catches the feet of Gary Clark.
Yeah, you got to call that foul there on Clark. It was the feet that he got.
That's one of those unfortunate incidental ones where the feet kind of get tangled up, and wow, that's tough.
And in the act of shooting, that was the question the referees asked. First, we have a trip, but do we have it in the act of shooting? The answer is yes, and I agree. Eric, you're the expert.
I'm with it. That's the way the rule is now. He had picked up the ball.
Yeah.
The presumption is, upon the picking up of the ball, they're going to shoot.
Well, they're going to challenge it. They are going to challenge it. They don't like the call, so we'll see what happens.
What's your thought on it, Brad?
Look, I agree absolutely what you said. The feet get tangled. To me, that is, you've got to protect the offensive player, and he was going nowhere else except to lay that up. So I would think it should be the foul should stand and free throw and shooting.
And I like
this challenging the trip on Clark. Not whether it was in the act of
There's
shooting.
a minute 4 to go. He's got 2 timeouts left.
Yeah.
You roll the dice. Like, good time. You need a timeout anyway.
They can't challenge whether it was in the act of shooting. They can just challenge the foul, which was the tripping foul. And how do you argue that given the replays we've seen?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's one of those you just roll the dice. That's not happening in the first or second quarter. A minute to go, we need a timeout.
There's the...
Yeah, on his left foot.
Noise stubs the right foot.
Yep.
On Clark's foot, incidentally.
Yeah, there it is. There.
Ford Mabry, our lead referee, will give us the adjudication.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The quarter ball stands with 2 free throws.
Now you just
like
hope
that.
With a minute to go, you don't have to have that timeout in 50 seconds to go, and now you don't have that challenge. But a tough one, right call, you want the timeout.
Still got one left.
Yep, and Kings have got 2. So 2 timeouts for the Kings, 1 for Illawarra.
The Kings have done a really good job defensively in this quarter. They've restricted Illawarra to only 13 points and only committing 3 fouls after they were really ill-disciplined in the first 3 quarters.
Well, looking at this team, I'm going, assuming Noi makes these, I'm going into Clark down low who will probably have either a switch or hog on him. That's what I would be doing, no question. Get a good look. You don't need a wild three. If it's open, yep. But get a nice set and take 20 seconds off this clock.
Potnoy made the front end of his free throws. No problem with the other either. He just looks at the Hawks and says, let's be quiet, boys. It's 90 apiece with a minute left. Don't go off too early. Harvey has to retrieve a wayward pass. Heart murmurs for Coach Tatum. Harvey from way outside, but Ulbrich gets the offensive board. Robinson not confident enough. Neither was Harvey or Lee. 5 on the clock. Here's Clark. He's been their money man this year. Wow. Beautiful off the glass.
Great rebound, Lockie Ulbrich. Give that to him. What an outstanding effort to get the second possession, and fantastic basketball for Illawarra to get the ball to Clark, clean out and let him go to work.
Lockie Ulbrich, 10 rebounds, 5 at each end. Another point will give him a double-double. What a Christmas day for the 19-year-old Lockie Ulbrich. This is Jalen Adams looking for the lead, and Hyunjung Lee gets the rebound. Harvey for Robinson. Only seconds to play, and Geordie Hunter fouls Robinson.
And someone had a grasp of Lee's jersey on that rebound, Brad.
Yeah.
Which should have been a foul. But a great rebound nevertheless, and the Hawks were able to clear it out. 6.3 left. Matty, I'll let you take it.
Timeout for the Sydney Kings. Coach Mahmoud Abdel Fattah wants to speak to the team. The Hawks have one hand on the win. One hand, who have seen it pulled away before.
Oh, this is not over.
A lot of time here.
This is not over. So now the key here is Illawarra. You don't want to foul, right? Because you're going to send them to the free throw line. So that's the last thing you want to do. You just got to be straight up, play good defense.
Well, it's a tough one right here because a free throw game is what the Kings have to get into, but it's also, they need some luck.
Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, you haven't handled your business if you're the Sydney Kings up into this point, and now you're at the mercy of the basketball gods, essentially.
So they want to have some shooters on the court to be able to open that court up. You're going to have Hogue, you're going to have, I don't know if they're going to put Quatnoy back in there. Galloway has been knocking it down, but for me, it's Adams, and he's got to go to work and get to the hoop. They don't want that three. Let's take this thing to overtime. And if everyone sags, kick it out, and then you've got that three.
Second quarter, the Sydney Kings led by as many as 18 points, but the Hawks steadied, they corrected, they won the second and third quarters. Ultimately, they fought really hard here in the fourth. It's been a thrilling Christmas day in Tasmania and in Sydney. Look at these scenes. Full around Kudos Bank Arena. Great atmosphere. It's a one-shot game with 7 seconds to play.
So right here, you got to trap on this first one. You're obviously trying to shoot the lane. Trap one time, maybe. If you don't get it out of that trap, foul.
Neither team with any fouls to give from here. There's the inbound. Justin Robinson draws the foul. He'll go to the line. And as you suggested, Derek, it comes down to a free throw game.
Well played right there by the Kings.
Yep.
They put Robinson in a situation that was somewhat dangerous. He was just very crafty and smart with the ball, was able to peel himself out of that trap. Now, the Kings need a miss here, Brad.
Yeah, they do. And that's where you want to get now Adams. Have these spot-up shooters, like I was saying before. Substitutions coming in. You just don't have much time.
6 seconds left on the clock.
And a timeout left, so they can advance it. They can get the timeout in advance.
Robinson is 72% free throw shooter this season. He makes the front end. The pressure just eases a little. This is a big one. To go ahead by more than a shot. Catches the rim and falls for Illawarra. Timeout Sydney again to draw up a play.
We are now in Christmas miracle territory.
Yeah,
Brad.
we are.
So
there was a bit of hope there that he'd miss the free throws and then Adams can get on the rim, but yeah, now that makes it tough.
So everything must be quick now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll take a quick two if it's on offer, but then you find yourself in the position we were just in. And as we look at Tyler Harvey, he's had a fantastic contribution in this ball game. He's found his way, Brad, playing a lot smarter. Still hasn't shot the ball well, but because he's done other basketball things better, it's made his poor shooting not as noticeable.
Well, you're right, Derek, and the poor shooting, as much as it is, and you're talking 5 of 19 from the field, a lot of them, not all of them, they were good shots. And it gave Lockie Ulbrich the chance, because we talk about him, to be able to get on the glass because he knows when that shot's coming, and he was able to crash it and get second chance efforts.
And if you look at Hyunjung Lee, he is a plus 19 in this game. Lockie Ulbrich is a plus 14. Todd Blanchfield is a plus 10. These guys have come in and made significant, impactful contributions.
How much praise does that man deserve after his heaviest loss as an NBL coach to respond and get his team to respond like they have?
But even in that loss, Matty, if that was 3 months ago, that team would have got its doors blown off. That loss did not look as bad as it could have been.
Perhaps the signs were there, Brad, because they did win the second half against Tasmania,
Only
rather
by
than
11.
going down
You're
by
right.
30.
That could have been that. Or in
went
round
down by
3
11.
in Tasmania, it was 30.
That's right.
You're right, yeah. So,
and it was looking like that again, but they went down by 11. And I'm a great believer that if you fight hard in one game, you can flow into the next.
Yep.
well, he's brought Valentine back in the game. We haven't seen him in this second half much at all that I can remember. Well, Frolling's got to come back in the game. This is what the problem is.
They tried to make subs without the clock running is the word we're getting. It's a little infraction to the rules, so Froling comes back in. Quick score required here by Sydney, quite obviously. Denzel Valentine. Is it Denzel Valentine? The ball misses the mark. Well, Hawk celebrates. It's a Christmas cracker for the men from the Illawarra. 8 straight losses against Sydney becomes 1 straight win. Much needed as they stay in play-in contention, but more immediately, they've beaten Big Brother. They've stopped the rot. They've fought hard on the back of their footlocker. Player of the game, Tyler Harvey.
Tyler Harvey really lifted his play in that second half. He was the key, Brad.
Yep.
He got a lot of patience into that Illawarra offense. He was able to knock down enough shots, but he spread the ball. He drew attention. He set up offensive rebounding opportunities for his teammates. And Brad, this is why we play the games. 2 tremendous upsets on Christmas Day. Wow.
Unbelievable and loving it. And a shout out to Lockie Ulbrich. What a game from that kid. He has got a huge future ahead of him.
He is the storyline out of this. A breakout game for the 19-year-old on the eve of his birthday, just a few days away. The Hawks celebrate after back-to-back Christmas Day thrillers in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We're back to Sydney to wrap it up right after this.
Let's bring it.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. Drive safe going home and have yourself a very Merry Christmas, everybody. Good to see you. Happy holidays.
The Illawarra Hawks snap an 8-game losing streak against Sydney. Too good for the Kings, 92-90 in a thriller. In fact, it was 94-90. Derek Rucker, you said all week, Christmas Day will reveal a lot about the Illawarra Hawks. What's it revealed?
It is revealed that they are a legitimate play-in team. This team has totally changed under Justin Tatum. They come into the Sydney Kings house, take control of this game for the final 2 quarters, and most importantly, they restrict the Sydney Kings to 66 field goal attempts. That does not happen to this basketball team, Brad. Illawarra legit.
100%. I love that stat that you say, because normally the Kings are up around the 80-85 mark. But for me, I just love the energy that Illawarra are bringing, the defense, the way they are able to go down and get dirty with the opposition.
Justin Tatum, as a college player in the States, SLU Defensive Player of the Year in his conference, and now his team's playing with that defensive resolve that they've been lacking for so much this season. 5 players in double figures for the Hawks, but one player who wasn't went very close. 9 points to Lockie Holbrook and 10 rebounds. A huge game for him.
He was unbelievable, and he's, you know, this is what these young guys bring. I mean, you look at the teams coming up, Cairns Taipans, Perth Wildcats, the next Stars. It's unbelievable what the young guys bring. But a shout out to Lockie Holbrook, outstanding tonight.
Will you be in Cairns, Derek?
I will be in Cairns on an 11 o'clock flight from Sydney to Cairns, but outstanding game, guys. It was fantastic working with you, Brad.
Merry Christmas,
Maddie,
everyone.
You're a great quarterback. Merry Christmas.
Derek Rucker, Brad Rose and Joe Healy. And on behalf of the entire hard-working team behind the scenes, I'm Matt Russell, wishing you a very Merry Christmas from the Harbour City, where the Hawks have beaten the Kings.